Good Monday morning, South Mississippi. Meteorologist Taylor Graham here, joining you from the newsroom, and hopefully everyone had a very Merry Christmas and a wonderful holiday weekend. Some of us getting kind of back into the swing of things a little bit, and except we do have New Year's on the way this week. But today, a lot to talk about in terms of the weather. We had some spring-like weather this weekend. Wave that goodbye. That is long gone at this point. Big cold front moved in today, and we are right back into some winter-like weather. I know a lot of people wanted the cooler weather for Christmas. Just seems like it was a little bit behind schedule this year, but it is going to be on the cool side, I will say, heading into our New Year's Day and even New Year's Eve. Things are still looking pretty chilly. But let's talk about what happened this morning. Well, we had a big cold front move in before the sunrise, brought with it a few showers, but of more note, how much colder it is this morning. Winter has definitely returned today, and temperatures are still going to be dropping over the next few hours, and by lunchtime we may even fall into the 40s. It's been very windy this morning, and at times we've had the winds gusts near 40 miles per hour. It's still going to be pretty windy this morning, and even with the wind relaxing a little bit more this afternoon, it's still going to be breezy. Just something to keep in mind for your Christmas decorations. We do expect a freeze overnight tonight into Tuesday morning, a light freeze with many of us dropping into the upper 20s and low 30s. But with it still being windy or breezy tomorrow morning, we are likely going to have the wind chill in the teens and 20s to start off the day on Tuesday. So while we were in shorts and flip-flops yesterday, today you probably need a jacket, a sweatshirt at the very least, especially with that wind. So we are going to be cooling down a little bit more over the next few hours into the 40s by lunchtime, and the wind likely going to make it feel even colder than that. We're still seeing a good bit of cloud cover at this time with a few little light showers. Rain chances will be much lower this afternoon, and we may see a few more peaks of sunshine later today, but it really looks like this morning is going to stay mostly cloudy. Now, with the wind being so strong, it comes as no surprise that a small craft advisory will be in effect over the sound and offshore. Seas could be as high as 11 feet, so today not the best day to be out over the water with rough conditions expected, and it seems like even overnight tonight it's going to stay pretty windy as well. So the small craft advisory that is in effect for over the sound and offshore. And if you're curious, we have passed low tide this morning. We will be coming up on high tide later today. But at times heading into high tide today, it may still look like a low tide. And I say that because with that strong wind out of the north, I've noticed whenever we get that, it pushes out some of the water in the sound. So maybe looking a little bit interesting at times along the coast. So the breeze sticks around today. It is going to be a little bit lower this afternoon. Still very breezy with gusts near 25 to 30 miles per hour. Then overnight tonight, the wind dies down a little bit more, but we're still going to keep a decent breeze in place, and that's going to make it feel colder Tuesday morning and into Wednesday, and it's especially still going to be breezy or windy over the sound and also offshore. So what's happening right now? Well, we've cooled down from the upper 60s this morning. Now we are sitting in the mid 50s in Gulfport. I've noticed too that the dew point has dropped quite a bit. We have some drier air moving in today thanks to that cold front, and winds right now are coming in pretty strong out of the north and northwest. McNeil, Poplarville, you have dropped into the 40s at this point. We are almost in the 40s in Wiggins and in Perkinston. Jackson County, you have also dropped into the 50s. You were the last to feel the effects of this cold front. You're definitely feeling it at this point. So the cooler air, that will continue to work its way in over the next several hours. And if you were up early this morning like I was, right around 4 to 4:30, it was warm and it was muggy. So this has been a pretty drastic change. Now, first alert radar showing a few little light showers passing through. These are not going to be lasting much longer. We'll get a few raindrops out of these, but overall our rain chances are looking pretty slim throughout the rest of the day. So this cold front has quickly pushed through South Mississippi. Now it is on the doorstep of what looks like the Florida Panhandle and Panama City. This is quickly racing to the east, and behind it we have seen some much colder air. Little Rock, Tunica in the low 30s at this point. Hattiesburg has now dropped into the upper 40s. 41 already in Jackson. That colder air continues to work its way in from the north and west. Let's take a look at temperatures across the country. I'm always interested to see how cold it is up into parts of the Midwest whenever we get some of these big cold fronts to make their way this far south. So Bismarck -1, Minneapolis 10, even Memphis right now sitting at 29. And when you factor in the wind, well, obviously that's making it feel quite a bit colder. We've got the wind chill well below 0 up into the upper plains. Chicago, a wind chill right now of 6. So we are still holding on to the relatively warmer weather for now. Now, check out Memphis. We've got a wind chill right now of 17, 12 in Cincinnati. And even for South Mississippi tomorrow morning, we are likely going to see the wind chill dipping down into the low 20s, possibly even the upper teens at times. It's not out of the question. But hey, at least we're not as cold as what they're dealing with way up north in the plains and also parts of the Midwest. That being said, for our standards, it is going to be getting pretty cold tonight into tomorrow morning. And so the National Weather Service has issued a cold weather advisory. They do this because they want to make sure that people are going to be protected from the cold if they are going to be outside. You run the risk of getting hypothermia if you don't protect yourself, like wearing some layers, gloves, even earmuffs or a hat. So cold weather advisory, that goes to effect tonight, lasting through the middle part of Tuesday morning. Temperatures are going to be in the upper 20s and low 30s. And again, at times the wind chill could be dipping down into the teens and also the low 20s. And it's going to be affecting a good part of the Gulf Coast, it looks like. This includes Alabama, parts of the Florida Panhandle. So the cold weather, that's going to be sticking around at least tonight and also tomorrow night. We've got another round of freezing temperatures on the way. So over the next few hours, I wouldn't be surprised if we see us dropping into the 40s. It's still going to be pretty breezy. We'll keep some clouds in place. By midnight, it looks like we're going to start to see temperatures getting close to freezing, especially a little bit farther inland. By tomorrow morning before the sunrise, we're looking at some of the upper 20s a little bit farther inland, low 30s expected along the coast. People, pets, and plants will need to be protected. Doesn't quite look like a pipe busting freeze. That being said, with some inland areas possibly getting into the upper 20s, it's not a bad idea to wrap exposed pipes, but overall, looking at more of what we would consider a light freeze tonight. That being said, the following night, Tuesday night into Wednesday, we have a better chance of seeing the 20s even on the coast. Tomorrow afternoon, even with some sunshine, it's not really helping us out too much. We're still going to be in the upper 40s, low 50s, which is actually below normal or average. And then Tuesday night into Wednesday is when we expect a hard freeze, especially farther inland. The sky will be clear, the wind is going to be calmer, the air is going to be very dry. That's a pretty good setup for temperatures to drop quite a bit. So even on the coast, we're looking at lows in the upper 20s. People, pets, plants, and exposed pipes will need to be protected Tuesday night into Wednesday. Now, just a quick little sneak peek of your New Year's Eve forecast during the evening. It's going to be pretty chilly this year, very calm. Rain is not going to be much of an issue if you're heading out on New Year's Eve, but it is going to be chilly. Looks like we will be ringing in the new year right around midnight, possibly in the upper 30s. So this is very late Wednesday night into early Thursday morning, but if you're going to be out and about, weather shouldn't be too much of an issue. You just want to make sure you bundle up because it is going to be pretty chilly. That being said, New Year's Eve during the day, we're looking at highs in the mid-50s. Then New Year's Day, we warm up a little bit more. We're looking at temperatures in the low 60s. And then, excuse me, things really begin to warm up by Friday and Saturday. We're going to be back into the upper 60s and low 70s. And at that time, we may see a few more showers. Doesn't look like a big washout. Overall, not anticipating a ton of rain this week. And tomorrow, Wednesday, we're seeing a lot of sunshine, even though it's not going to be warming us up too much. Next best chance of rain looks to be late Friday and into Saturday at this time. And even then, doesn't look like we're going to be seeing much heavy rainfall. But that's our next best chance of seeing a few more showers. And at that time, it is going to be a good bit warmer. But today, that cold front definitely did its job. It has cooled us off quite a bit. It's windy, it's chilly. We will continue to stay mainly in the upper 40s and low 50s this afternoon. Even chillier tomorrow with highs, possibly not even getting out of the 40s. And again, a light freeze expected tonight. Hard freeze expected tomorrow, especially farther inland. If you live in Pearl River, Stone, George counties, tomorrow night, you really want to make sure that your pipes are protected because it is going to be a cold one. And even the following night, there's a chance we may be seeing temperatures close to freezing once again, not totally out of the question. So New Year's Eve is going to be pretty chilly. We will be just a little bit warmer heading into New Year's Day. So time now is 8:42. We will be having our midday newscast on ABC coming up at 11 o'clock. I will be joining you then. We'll have another look at the cold weather impacting South Mississippi today and another look at those possible freezes or likely freezes over the next few nights. So we hope you join us today at midday. We'll have our afternoon newscast as well with Chief Meteorologist Taylor Graham. So we hope you join us later on WLOX.